Where the princess there? Yeah, I'm here. Hey guys, welcome back to Tiny House. Guess I'm Dan. I'm really sober. I was just trying to do it quickly. Hey, so as you know where I'm at right now. So there's my tiny house. There's old tiny house Terry, the barn, Subaru. So right here is where my next project's gonna go. So I had taken some yard paint. What's that called? Street marker. You know, some spray paint, and I marked out where that 40 by 80 foot thing's gonna go. And then I drew out where I wanted to put the fence after. My landlord has that big, what's that called? Fifth wheel? That big horse trailer up there. Not the next project. I know some of you guys were thinking that might be it. No. But when they come and turn around right here, they need a lot of space to do the big loop. So I was trying to make my footprint smaller than it was before, so it's a little easier for them. So I put out the lines and I realized it went out farther than I would like, and it came out wider here. So this dirt road that you're seeing right here, right there-ish, that opening, that's where the delivery is going to come from. And it's going to be an 18-wheeler style thing dropping this thing off. So they need 40 plus 50, so about 90 feet of perfectly straight, no obstructions above to drop this thing down. So I realized I could push this thing over farther this way to where this thing is. I could have the corner sit basically, looks like I'm pointing where Peanut is, but I could have one corner right here and then another corner right here and have it go up that way. So I'm pushing it back about another 5-6 feet, maybe more, and I'm pushing it over into the trees a little bit more. I think that's all right. But I need to do a little more site work before I put some concrete footings in and do some other stuff. I gotta get this thing out of here. There's a rock right there you might be able to see. Looks like a cement rock. And then I'm just gonna push some of this dirt back and kind of build this up a little because it's sloped pretty significantly. So let's get to work. I hate this thing. Well, that was one way to park it, I guess. Oh, I'm so gonna get stuck. A little too close for comfort there. Hope we're in reverse. Yeah, good. That's some good soil right there. It's not bad. Right here. Corner one. So I'm gonna start laying out where this next project's gonna go. Just stringing a line from one corner up as far as I can go so I have a straight line. And then after I did that, I made the perimeter, rough perimeter of where this thing was gonna go. What the fuck am I doing? I really don't want to do concrete. Defeats the mobile aspect of it. And that brings us to this point right here. And you can see this rough shape. You see this white line here, and it goes up to the car, over to maybe right about here. I can't really see, I don't know what I'm pointing at. And then back to right over there, and comes back this way. Now, obviously at this point, I feel like it's pretty apparent of what I'm getting. So why are we gonna keep this a secret anymore? But obviously I'm gonna be getting a shipping container. Hopefully, I don't know. I mean, my landlords aren't like 100% happy with this idea. So I kind of feel a little bad about it. I'm gonna try to make the thing look kind of decent pretty quickly. So it's not a big eyesore, but come on, a shipping container, not the most attractive thing in the world to have in your backyard. One of the many problems that will come up with this shipping container is that I need to insulate the underside of it. So I need to get underneath it. I thought about tipping it up on its side or tipping it on its side completely and then, you know, sandblasting or grinding the bottom, priming it, painting it, insulating it, and then putting in some aluminum underneath it to seal it up, because there's not going to be anything that runs underneath it. but I think it's a little too heavy to do any type of crazy stuff like that. So what I'm going to do is just have this thing up off the ground about 1.5 feet. I would like to have about 1.5 feet so I can work underneath it. So up there, that's about 1.5 feet. This land is not level. So over here, I'm almost at like 2 feet. I'm going to end up going a little higher than that. So what I've done already is put in one corner post right here. I know, oh, I'm going to get a lot of shit for this, but I just basically buried a tree, a big log. I buried it in the ground about 1.5 feet. I am going to put some diagonal braces on that to secure it. I'm going to do another one here and do some other stuff on top, which I'll show you in the rest of this video. But that'll set my level point that I'm going to bring to the front. Now, there's going to be an 18-wheeler that delivers this thing. So he said that he needs 140 or 180. I think it was 140. 140 of perfectly straight land, and he's got that. But because this is an 18-wheeler, he's got to back up all the way to this point. So I can't have anything in the way up there. So what I'm going to do is put these logs on the inside of the container, and then we'll set it down on this. We'll go out that way, and I'll have those cinder blocks that you might be able to see over there and over there. And he'll pull out. Those cinder blocks will be outside of the container. He'll pull out, and then I'll put the 4x6 pressure treated down, and then he'll be able to set it down. Once it's set down completely, then I'll probably put in some cinder blocks, some 8x8 16 cinder blocks on the corners up front. I know one thing I'm going to get a lot of shit for is that this log's going to rot. I figure I got about 2 years on that log until it's turning into jello. If this was my land, I would put in a proper footing. I would dig down 30 some odd inches, put in a sonotube, fill it with concrete, some rebar, put in some tie downs, and do it the right way, what I would consider the right way. But it's not my land, and I want this thing to be as movable as possible. So I'm doing this half-assed temporary setup. Really doesn't matter, because eventually it'll get moved. I forget the exact numbers, and I'll do a video on all the numbers once I get the container here, but I believe he said it was like 7'8". I think he said 7'8" outside to outside. So I'm just gonna put this right about here. Dig another hole. I kind of put that log in a bad spot, eh? Yeah, you did. Oh, that's gonna bleed. Oh, that is definitely gonna bleed. Oh, right in the nutsack. Oh God, got me right in the old nut job. Oh, it's been a while since I busted a nut. It's been so long, I'm starting to get backed up and got cataracts. I was drilling in my trim and my doors, and I took my drill bit and I just drilled right into my finger. And then I was holding the chuck on the drill, and I squeezed the trigger, and I burned. Look at the size of that blister. Oh, I probably won't put this in the video. Uh-oh, comes the Affordable Labor Act. I don't know, what are you doing? Hey, bud, how are you? It's a camera. Because I'm making a YouTube video. Do you know what YouTube is?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? You watch the YouTubes? Watch your face. Back up. 32. Don't touch that, okay?
What, important?
Oh, it's expensive. Cover your ears. What do I keep that?
Yeah.
Keep what?
That cup.
That cup?
Yeah.
All right, because I like to recycle. All right, get down there. Compact it. Here, give me your hand.
No.
Come on. Good job. Now push it all in.
No.
Jump up and down. Yeah, and then spin around. Spin, spin, spin. All around, all around. Get everything. No, I'm going to pick it up by myself.
Nice.
See how I'm compacting it? So the dirt's going to hold it in. Watch your head, bud. No stupid people allowed. What's that noise? Oh, the tape measure. If you get hurt on my property, I'm going to go and break my neck on yours. Peanut, did you get something? Oh, got something good in here. I can smell it. It's probably mouses. So I've got my 2 posts, right? These are pretty solid sideways, and they'll be able to hold a lot of weight in that direction. I made sure to compact every scoop of dirt so it's real tight in there. But again, I will be putting diagonals on this, so It should be super strong. All right, so now that that's done, I need to get these to be level with each other and roughly at the height of this line. A little bit up would be ideal, but wherever it lies is good. Is this a horrible idea? So I just set up these 2x4s kind of as a guide. This is a perfectly level thing now, roughly, you know, close enough. So I'm gonna take the chainsaw, rest it on here and cut it. Don't even bother saying what you're thinking, because I know, but I'm trying to go within an inch on level. So I'm not really sure how much flex a shipping container has. I'm assuming it's got a little, but this way I want it to be pretty level. The 40 feet out that way, you know, I'm figuring it's gonna have some type of flex. A little? What has it got, like a ½ inch of flex? I don't know. None of us know. Because I'm sure very few of you have messed with shipping containers. I need to use this. I should just be able to pull this. So one would think, you know, these are now level with each other. And it's above my white line, which I want to be. So you really want shipping containers to sit down on wood, I've been told. So I got these 4x6 pressure treated pieces of lumber. I got the 12-foot lengths, I believe they are. I could have got the 8-foot. I didn't realize that shipping containers were actually 7'8" and not actually 8 foot. But this gives me some room for fudging when he sets this thing down. Plus, up front, like I said, I need those posts to be outside of it. So what I'm gonna do is place one here. So I did buy 3 of these. I'm probably gonna get a couple more. They were about $16 each. So a little pricey, you know, trying to keep this low budget right now. But that is a good base, I feel, for one end of my shipping container. I would put 1,000 pounds on that, sure. Invite some of my exes over. Yeah, dude, that's within an 1/8 inch. That's exciting, holy schnit. You know, yeah, this would be better if I did them vertical, but the chances of them rolling over are higher. Could I got 6x6? Yeah, but money, come on. Money does not grow on trees, even though it is paper. No, it's not, Dan, it's cotton. Okay, you know what I was trying to say, but thanks. So I'm gonna get some big screws, some big boys. I don't know what they're called, but I'm gonna put a big like lag bolt, but not more like a deck. If you were building a retaining wall out of this stuff, those types of screws. I'm gonna put them in there. Plus I'm gonna do diagonals that direction so it won't tip that way. When he comes with the shipping container, which you'll see probably in the next video, I'm gonna hook the shipping container, because these things slide off the trailer. I'm gonna hook it with a chain as well as a steel cable. I'm gonna run the steel cable back to a tree back there. So he'll drop it off just like 2 feet, back it up, get it over these. I'll hook it with the stuff, he'll drive out and it will pull it off versus it dropping like conventionally they would do. It is a roller trailer, so that the whole container will roll off the trailer. Peanut, don't eat potatoes. Raw potatoes are bad for doggies, but they're delicious. Pardon me, I do prefer not to. So this is a level point here. I need to do a level point up front with blocks on the outside so he can reverse through those 2 blocks, get the back to here. So I'm gonna work on that. I'm excited about that. Peanut, leave it. Don't eat the potato. I'm pretty sure that's bad for you. I'm pretty sure. But it's delicious. No, we don't need it. Come here. Up. Okay, good. Do not kisses. Okay, that's all you're gonna get, though. You smell like butt. Were you liking butt? No, that's your breath, Peanut. Oh, well, I was eating shit. Okay, that's disgusting. If you're ever doing construction and one of the contractors goes like this. Ooh, I can't do it. I used to be able to do it. Touch your chin. Bring it up. Still got it. Barely, though. So I want these to be level with each other. I am using this little bubble level for a string. Absolutely stupid. This type of thing is not accurate at all. If you're going to use one, I recommend using the level as close to the post as possible. Don't put this level in the middle of the string because it's going to pull the string down. I would like to have a transit and level this out with a transit, which is like a laser level, but those are expensive. And if you're typing right now saying, oh, you can get one at Ocean State Job Lot for $25. Okay, you've answered it. You've said it. Are you shitting me? That is really level. That is not going to work too well. That's too low. I can't work under that. Ay, ay, ay. Damn. So since I need to work underneath it, I'm going to have this end high. I'm going to give myself that 1.5 feet, 2 feet to work underneath it. Once I get the underside done, which is going to be pretty much the first thing that I do, then I will lower this end back down so that it ends up being about 8 inches off the ground. That's so low, but it'll be all right because then I can walk out easily. We're going to go a big cinder block mess here, cinder block mess there. Just literally just going to put some blocks in there. It's nothing exciting. No one likes to watch anybody dig holes, you know? Unless you're like a prison guard. That's not funny, Dan. My brother is in prison. Probably for a good reason. Sorry, didn't mean to offend you. I'm sorry you're a victim. That is freaking honky-tonky, beefy, big boy. I hope that's strong enough. Peanut, what are you eating? Something I shouldn't be, like chicken bones. Peanut, don't do that. If I had to have surgery for you, that will be all the shipping container money. Peanut, stop it. Oh, I'm gonna get some comments about the tiny house looking a little dreary. It needs another coat of something on it. So I finished installing this post and beam on the, what I'm calling the front of the trailer, basically where the double doors are gonna go. I'm having them deliver this thing kind of backwards because I want the double doors here, and you'll see once this whole thing gets underway. But these things are about 10 feet apart on the inside to the inside. It's about 10 feet. If when he does deliver this thing, they're kind of in the way, I can just take these cinder blocks off. I'll leave the 2 base ones down there. You can drive on those, that's fine. Same with the opposite side. And then I'll move all that stuff out of the way. We'll set it down in the back and then come forward once it's all the way, just hanging on by like 2 feet on the trailer, because this post represents basically the 40 feet. Once it's just hanging on by a little bit, I'll reassemble all this. He can drop that tailgate a little bit and put it down onto this beam. Now, since this is such a span, I am going to get 2 6x6 pressure treated and put it across there because it's a lot of weight. These things weigh 10,000 pounds empty. So I don't think that 4x6 is strong enough. So I'm going to beef that up. Once I finish the underside of this thing, I'm going to redo it. I'll put posts on the inside corners right here and right there, and then set the container down onto this 4x6. You probably can't see it, but there's a white line which represents level, and it is about 6 inches right here. It's probably 9 or 10 over there. So I'm going to do some little finagling to get it perfectly level on this side. So one thing I said in the video is that I've been told that these things should be set down on wood. I want to elaborate a little on that. If you just do a concrete poured footings all around and they're not perfectly level, then it's going to end up like tipping. Apparently, I don't know, I'm not speaking from experience, but apparently these things are pretty rigid, meaning they're not going to twist and kink a little bit. They're just going to hold their shape solid. So it was recommended to do it this way, where you had the steel sitting on wood, which sat on concrete or some type of hard surface. So this way the wood will compress a little bit, and over time it'll settle down and it'll be flat. So that's the whole reason I'm putting the lumber in between the concrete as well as back there. I mean, I don't want to set it right down on the logs. I want to disperse some of that weight out the best I can. So if you follow me on Patreon, I've been kind of bitching a lot about getting a shipping container. Really not the easiest thing to get. I should make a video all on its own about buying a shipping container, which maybe next video, part 2, will be. I'm going to do episodes on this whole build series. So it'll be episode 2. Will be buying a shipping container, because it's literally the hardest thing I've ever had to do. I wish I could say I was playing phone tag with a lot of companies, but it's me just calling and calling and calling. The people aren't answering, people aren't returning phone calls, emails. Those that do answer their phone calls and are able to answer questions and stuff like that don't have them in stock, or their price is way higher than other ones. The most affordable one that I found was a good company I found on Facebook, and they're not responding to anything anymore. I don't know what the hell happened to them. It's just becoming a pain in the butt. Also, this whole build that you saw, this whole episode that you just watched, I've had a lot of people shake their head at it, like, nah, I don't want to get involved with that. We don't want to have cables involved in it. Basically, they want to drop this thing down on the ground and get the hell out of here. So it's a little bit more complicated of an install. One company told me they will not drive on grass. So I got to put rock in here. I understand the concern with using the cable. If the cable snaps, then I'm kind of screwed. I don't want to pull a tree over. I've decided I'm going to hook to 2 trees with a looping thingy, so it's pulling equally on both trees. I don't want to rent a crane to lift this thing and put it up onto this. A crane is at least $1,000 for the day. Someone might say it's $500. That's money I don't really want to spend. I got 20 other things that I could spend that money on. So I really want it to be set down on this. But long story short, it's just been a pain to get a shipping container, and the prices are just insanely different. I don't understand it. I've learned a lot about shipping containers in the last month and a half, and I really want to see it before I buy it, because $3,000, $4,000, whatever. Get them for $2,500. Yes, you can get them $2,500. The price variation is insane, okay? So I really want to see it before I spend the money on it, especially it being Patreon money. If you watch any of my YouTube videos, any YouTube earnings that I get, all went into my savings account, and it's just sitting there waiting to go into this project. So speaking of Patreon, if you do want to support this project and see it go a little faster, it's going to be a slow project at the beginning. If you want to see it go a little faster, join me on Patreon, just $1 a month. You'll get advanced access to all my content, behind the scenes photos and posts. But anyways, I am going to work forward on this project and try to get this container here. Don't know what the next episode's going to be, but this whole project is on its way. Trust me on that, hopefully, unless something bad happens. Like my engine blows up in my car and then I have to use that money, which I still have to, might have to do that. Or Peanut eats a chicken bone. Peanut, put it down. It's delicious. Peanut, stay. Peanut, stay. But anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Shit, we're going to lose her. Peanut, I said stay. I will not stay up here. It's dangerous for me. Look, I fall and break a leg. You won't, though, Peanut. You're fine. If you're new to my channel and you like this content, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up. Love to know your great nonsense. That's what it is. It's nonsense. Just throw it down below in the comments section. I'll look at it, shake my head like, oh gosh, we lost Peanut. But anyways, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you on the next video. I thought that was a pretty decent video. I watched it already like 6 times, except for this ending. I hope you liked it. Better put my food outside of the damn bathroom, because the door's gonna get shut, and then I'm gonna starving, and then I'll lose weight. And I'm trying my best to keep up with you. You're fat, so I'm trying to get fatter too. Pernet, that is mean. Tubby. It snowed yesterday, and now it's muddy out there. Oh, you know it, dude. You're gonna be sleeping in a sandbox.